Live from HMD Studio, it's Stay Busy with the boy, Armand Sadler. Yes, sir. We back. We
in here.
Them leftovers should be thrown out by now. If your leftovers are not thrown out by now, I'm praying for your stomachs and whatever demons are congealing within it, that they be expunged. I will pray for you. However, Busy Boys are back. Welcome to another edition of Stay Busy with Armand Sadler, where we have responsible discussions on the music business and the music culture. I am your host, Armand Sadler, the leading macaroni and cheese connoisseur chef throughout the world. Vegan Chorizo Papi, of course, founder of Bald Nigga Ballers. I'm here, not alone, here with my guy. Took a little trip down to elsewhere, had a little dip. I tried to come with a rhyme there, but my guy, how you feeling, man?
Doing well, man. My place was good.
Yeah, they look good. They look good.
Shout out to my sister. She hooked it up.
We did talk about that hashtag lack of Mac, but you know.
The lack of Mac. So Armand was getting on me, y'all, because my plate had a lack of Mac.
Yeah.
But my people's really put together the menu, and I mean, they were like ahead, like a month ahead, told me the menu and everything. And you know, I was gunning for the Mac, but I got outvoted. But you know what? It wasn't something that I missed.
Right.
It would have obviously like added to the plate. Mac never hurts the plate. Right.
Unless it speaks to how good everything else was if you ain't need the Mac. So that's dope.
Exactly.
That's
right.
dope.
So we were good. I had a good turkey. We had short ribs. Short ribs was hitting slow roast in the crock pot. They did the crock pot short ribs.
Short ribs be going.
The drinks was crazy. My sister did some homemade dressing, so she like made the bread from scratch for for stuffing dressing, you know, whatever y'all say. I was just
well, you got to appeal to everyone,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
I was illuminating that point. But no, my sister made my dad's dressing. My dad's dressing is fire.
I'm sure.
So she made his, but made the fresh bread with the little brioche. Come on, man, we can get into it.
Stuffing.
Listen.
Oof.
The bourgeoisie, you know how we do when we eat. It's time to eat. The early folk don't eat, man.
Yeah, that's facts. Well, glad to hear it. Shout out to everyone. Hope you all had a happy and safe and enjoyable Thanksgiving. And Black Friday and Cyber Monday didn't kill your pockets too much. But, of course, we want to shout out to our listeners tapping back in for Season 3 and any new listeners. Whether you like Damage or Good Days, Zelle or Apple Pay, Best Part or Get You, and Chickpeas or Lentils.
So I just want to point out something real quick. Armand is not chewing a sucker. He bit his tongue.
Yeah. Sorry. If it sounds like I have a lisp, yeah.
It's just not a lisp. It just sounded like you were eating something.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Nah, he good, though.
I'm going through it, but I'll be all right.
He's all right. So Damage or Good Days? That's a good question because we're going to get into it early. Oh, man. I remember when I first heard Good Days, too. Mm-hmm. Dang. We put it in the surround sound at the crib in California. Dang. I'm gonna say Damage though. Still,
yeah. This is a tough one. I think. I don't know. I might go. I'm gonna go Damage.
Damage. Okay,
I
good.
like Damage better, but it's like picking. What is it? It's like I don't even know what to compare it to. Like both of them are great. So you can't go wrong either way.
It's mood. I think it's mood based.
Right.
It might be mood based.
Good Days is a little. It's like. A little brighter,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure,
man. Damage is like slightly moody, I guess, kind of, sort of, but not really. Like,
no, Damage gives a few different things.
Yeah,
It fits a little more with that.
It's got a more classic feel to it.
Zelle, definitely.
Zelle, absolutely.
Apple don't need no more money, no more service. They all right.
I just appreciate Zelle because it goes right into my account. Apple Pay, you could use the Apple Wallet, Apple Card, but like you gotta, if you want to transfer it to your bank,
that 1 to 3 business days. Still.
Yeah. Or you can hit the instant with it, you get a fee. It's like that's whack, bro. Like,
I don't do the instant, bro. I need all my coins. I need every cent, every half cent, every time. I'll wait 3 days. Run it.
I respect.
Best part will get you Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with personally "Get You."
Mm-hmm.
Best part is it's a wedding record. When you reach wedding records, you're in there.
Daniel
But-
came out the gate.
Yeah,
Heat
"Get
on
You" was the
Freudian.
one that like got my attention. About
I
it,
remember. I remember when you would do those little tweets, just tweeting out like the artists and like the song titles. You would post "Get You" a lot. That's what made me listen to it.
Yeah. That one, that's a joint. Chickpeas or lentils? Ooh. See, growing up, my sister's godmother used to make lentil soup a lot. This really good lentil soup, and I mean, it's funny. Growing up, I called chickpeas garbanzo beans. I never called them chickpeas until I came over here, and then we called them chickpeas on the East Coast. It's gonna be chickpeas though, because there's shout out to Gregory if you're listening. Shout out to you. I'm gonna choose chickpeas because that's all he eats.
Chickpeas are elite.
That's all he
They're
eats.
great. They make eating healthier so much more enjoyable because they're so good. You can have them with anything.
They're solid. They're also alkaline too for the vegan folks or people who want to be healthy and want to know that sort of stuff.
Very important.
So it's good on the pH scale.
Yeah, I would go with chickpeas too. Word. Definitely want to give a shout out. We had a great month last month with our guests. I want to shout out to Hush Forte, Brittany Ortiz, Justin Davis, of course, aka J5, my guy. Shout out to Reggie Beckton, Busy Sessions as well. Make sure y'all tap into all of our previous episodes. Busy Sessions is a YouTube exclusive, so tap into that as well. But we got some more heat coming for y'all. We about to end strong. In 2022, we coming out the gate with something crazy. And a big part of that is our VP of everything, Kieran Hurley. The man.
We appreciate you, dude.
OD.
We appreciate
OD.
you, Kieran.
The
Thank
man
you.
that you cannot see, but you can feel. Of course, shout out Anchor, our distribution platform. If you do not know, Anchor will distribute your podcast for free to all streaming platforms, and you get some sponsored ads regardless of your listenership. And shout out to HMD Studio, Camden, holding it down.
On the boards.
As always, let's jump into this chat. We don't want to take too much time in this chat because we got a big board meeting to get to, but there are some things to chat about. So, what was your outfit to Spotify Wrapped today?
That's that funny. No, I see that. Yo, I see somebody. It was you. I think it was you. Somebody too was like, "What y'all wearing the Spotify rap?" Like,
Nah, it wasn't. It was
you?
someone. I wouldn't take credit for that. It was a great tweet though.
I seen that and I was like, "Yo, that's mad funny."
I tweeted what you wearing the Plate Olympics by Jacques. Shout out to Jacques.
That's what you said.
With Plate Olympics.
Jacques.
That shit was hilarious, bro.
Everyone follow hashtag Plate Olympics
Yeah.
for the next holiday. I think he does Christmas too.
He did Christmas last year. He
He'll
did
do
double
Christmas.
up.
So
Yeah.
y'all gonna have to get your plates right. Make sure your pictures is right. Jacques, you didn't look at my plate. I sent you a video, but you didn't get to my plate. My plate was. I had some good plates.
It was a good plate.
I don't think I would have got voted out, but shout out to Rush. Who else had a plate?
I think Wilson ended up winning.
Wilson
from UC.
Wilson with the Ghanaian plate.
With the jollof and the sturdy mac.
Oh man, the mac was hefty,
Yeah.
hefty and healthy.
Yeah.
But Plate Olympics, 845 Jock.
Yeah. He still got it up in his IG highlights, so you can access it. But,
So what were your of your Spotify rap? What do you want to share?
I'll share everything, man. I took screenshots of everything just so I was familiar. But it really wasn't all that surprising for me. My top artist, of course, was Drake. My top songs were two Division records at number 1 and number 4. Wants and Needs by Drake and Lil Baby. I knew I really liked that song. I didn't know I played it that much to where it would be one of my top songs of the year.
Yeah, when I seen that, I was like, oh, really?
Yeah, Having Our Way, Drake, Migos, Straightening, Migos. That one I understand. Straightening, I've played it. Straightening is my joint. I love that joint.
It's a gym joint. I play Culture 3 when I work out.
So it's a great.
It was
gym
on
album. Great gym album. My top artists: Drake, Division, Party Next Door, Migos, Young Thug. Completely checks out. Really not surprised by that. One thing that Apple Replay does that I wish Spotify Replay does, I wish it showed you your top albums of the year. Like Apple Replay shows you the albums that you listen to the most. Spotify would give you top song, top 5 songs, top artists, top 5 artists, moods, genres, all that. I wish it showed you the albums that you played the most. I think Culture 3 would have obviously been up there for me.
One of our friends from Cornell works there now and works on that specific, so we're going to give her that feedback.
What's her name?
Nina. What's up, nigga?
Nina?
Yeah.
Nina Kitele?
No. We'll talk about it.
Okay, whatever. I was like, but yeah, Spotify Rap was dope. It's cool to see how they evolve it every year. Apple Music people was hating. Oh, they was on the timeline mad. Like, no one cares what y'all listen to. Y'all got bad taste. I would never want to go to a party out on the aux. You gotta understand, Spotify Wrapped is wrapping up your top listen to thing.
Literally.
It's not everything you listen to. Because you also get a top 100 songs playlist. They make you a top 100 songs playlist. So then,
of course,
you can see a little more variety there. But Yeah, Apple Music people, stop hating. Just tell Apple to love y'all more. You get top
bland,
songs, top artists,
but it looks
top albums. It's ugly.
Oh, it looks
ugly.
bad.
It's ugly. And y'all got a screenshot to put it up. Spotify lets us share it directly to the story.
They thought it through.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Spotify rap is dope, man. You know, it's good to wrap up the year. Good to see, see us stay busy on people's lists as well. That always feels really good.
Shout out to that.
But yeah, so hope y'all fits to Spotify Wrapped. We're litty. So there was some thought, some commotion regarding our guy Brent Faiyaz. People thought that he would be dropping an album this past weekend. He tweeted the word Wasteland. Brent is very what's the word? He's very mysterious in that way. He'll just tweet one thing and everyone will think,
right.
Oh, music. So he was tweeting Wasteland. It's like, I'm in his text community thing. So whenever he has music coming, he texts us. I ain't getting no text from him. So I was like, I don't think the album is coming. I mean, if he's going to surprise drop, that's cool. And then he ends up putting Mercedes on YouTube audio and then eventually his streaming platforms. So Mercedes is dope. It's dope. It's produced by Atu, songwriting from The Dream. And it's your...
Curious.
Yeah, it's your typical Brent type stuff. He's like, I can't cuff you, but being my girl, it's like, it's too hot. It's too hot out here. You might think being my girl is just driving a Mercedes. Like, no, it's more than that. Like, you got to deal with all these other women who trying to get at me. It may not be for you. Like, it's
an interesting take.
He gets this reputation for being toxic, but like he be telling women like, you don't want this problem. Like someone who's toxic will be like, nah, like come get with me. I'm gonna have all my other ones, but I'm gonna have you too. He'd be like, you don't want this, so stay away from me. Like, I don't know. I admire how honest he is in that way.
Have you seen the video with him when he's painting with homegirl and they talking about like relationships and stuff?
No,
you got to watch that video. He goes into it. Brent, he said he was in like a little throuple situation at the time. Brent
would not surprise me.
Brent be into it.
Brent is a Lothario. But Wasteland set to be coming soon. I'm excited for it. One thing about Mercedes, the thing that we talked about when Gravity came out, is Brent's production. He's pushing it in a different direction. He's pushing it in a direction where his casual fans, his more, his fans that have been kind of conditioned a certain way, they're going to have to prepare themselves for something new. But it all sounds good. Mercedes is good. Wasting Time with Drake is really good. Gravity is really good. Dead Man Walking
Show
is
You
good.
Off is my favorite.
You Off is great.
Show You Off is my favorite Brent from the last, after the album, post-album. It's my favorite Brent.
Yeah, so it's great to see him expand and work with different producers. And I think, and I like that Wasteland, it kind of aligns with F the World, Fuck the World thematically, like Wasteland, like
no, it connects. It connects.
I can't think of the exact word right
2.0.
now.
Right,
exactly.
2.0, yeah.
So it's like, okay, he's kind of continuing something there, but sonically it sounds like it's going to be completely different, which is great. Which is great because I think his 2019-2020 perspective and his 2021-22 perspective are completely different. So I look forward to what he comes with that. But Mercedes, enjoyed it. Definitely enjoyed it. Another dope record that we got this past weekend.
If you wonder if I hate you, I do.
SZA is coming. I Hate You dropped. She dropped this maybe like a month ago, a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
A 3-pack on SoundCloud with Johnny, Nightbird, and then I Hate You. And I Hate You is the one that everyone loved. So she officially released it this past weekend. Production by Thank God for Cody, Sir Dylan, Rob Bissell, Carter Lang. Really dope record. And there's that one part where she's like, shitty of you to make me feel just like this.
Yeah.
It sounded like a line she'd used before. So I was like Googling it, trying to see like, was she doing a callback to an old song she did? I don't know if it was the lyrics or the melody, but I don't know. It was like this nerdy thing that I really loved.
Yeah.
And it's great. Like, it's a really great song.
SZA is strong melodies. It's repeatable. It grabs you immediately. It's quintessential SZA.
Yeah,
that's what we want from her.
And it's crazy how she's becoming this she is this R&B artist where every time she drops or alludes to a drop, we're going crazy about it. Like it's kind of like
she got the stardom connected to it, bro.
Yeah, and it's just and we've talked about this on the pod before. The fact that like it's just a couple EPs, Control, and then features that have really gotten her to this point. But Control was just such a big moment for her. Like
bruh, it's nourishing. It's music gotta stick, bro.
Yeah,
it gotta stick. So please, y'all.
Yeah, you want the luxury of being able to put something out almost over 4 years ago and people be craving more, and you don't have to put anything out because people can still just go right back to Control. The people don't hate SZA. They're not mad at her because she hasn't dropped, because they know what's coming is going to be quality.
They take their time, man.
Yeah. So loved I Hate You. Looking forward to whenever SZA decides to drop, because I know it's gonna shake R&B up. Tierra Whack, she dropped an EP, rap, 3-song EP, production from Jay Melodic, T Minus, Jay Lewis, Sam Galatry. Thank you.
Yeah, he's dope. He's dope. Sam is dope, man.
But Tierra's been one of my favorite rappers. I don't want to say women rappers, just rappers in general, since I got introduced to her in 2018 with Whack Road. Remember that project?
The 1 minute
songs, 15 minutes.
The 1 minute
1 minute each song. It was just so creative.
That was creative.
So different, so refreshing. I've been craving a Tierra project ever since then. So to get a short EP, 3 songs, but it's like I prefer it over just one single. Like I don't singles are cool. I'm not mad at singles, but it's like I want the product. So getting
3 packs,
a bit more of a collection of songs was cool. She's rapping great, of course. Like, ain't not to make it a woman thing, but to me, there ain't too many women of this new crop that could measure up to her rap wise. I would love to hear y'all debate me on that. But yeah, really enjoyed it. Tierra's dope. Khalid dropped a new EP, Scenic Drive, 9-song EP, features from Alicia Keys, Black, Lucky Day, Quinn, Kiana Lede, Majid Jordan, JID, Smino, and Ari Lennox. Production from Kenny Beats and several other producers. Upon my first listen, I was like, okay, this is good. I like Khalid. I really liked his his debut album, American Teen. Everything since then has kind of slightly declined for me, and he as an artist, we talked about this in the car, he's being branded a very different way. When he first came out, he was this like bright-eyed young kid,
very
kind
likable,
of towing the line between country, pop, slight R&B, and as time has passed and he's collabed with these different artists, Black, Majid Jordan, and I love the artists he's collabing with, but the packaging and the branding of him is different.
Yeah.
He's talking more about like smoking weed, which he wasn't really that much on initially, and like, not that I have a problem with weed and like this, but it's just like he's, and not that I have a problem with artists changing or growing, but it seems like they're trying to push him in a way where he's more R&B, which is not we love R&B, but something about it just doesn't feel
trying to make him cool.
Right. Thank you. That's perfect. It seems like they're trying to make him too cool, and it feels like he's losing the authenticity that he had on American Teen that made me love it. Location, Saved, Coaster, like records like those. I love that album. Like that was one of my favorite albums of 2017, and ever since then, he's come, he's gone. I mean, obviously he gets really big features. Put It In, On the Way,
that
Ty and Black.
That joint is crazy,
incredible record. But it's kind of like Khalid at this point. Who are you? What's the story?
The story
that you're trying to tell.
What's the story?
You can make good music forever, but good music and good music that connects to people and tells a story is what takes you from being a good artist to a great artist, to someone who literally, and like he's got a huge fan base. Like his following is nuts.
He's on the stream well. That's like all the things like we were talking about. You know, he's at the point now where he's with, he's a major label act. Like he's he's a huge act. So he's gonna get the big budget. He's gonna get the best producers. He's gonna get the best songwriters, right? So he's gonna get all those things. So it's like,
what are you doing with it?
What are you doing with it? How are you moving the needle? You know what I'm saying? How are we gonna be talking about you in 5 to 10 years from now? So I would hope that for me, nothing has been really sticking for me. Truthfully, I haven't really been tapped in at all. I'm like, I always wish the brother well. Like, he's doing his thing. Like, good for him. But I want to be locked in, based on the music, and it just something's not connecting for me.
Yeah, I can say the rollout of the project was like, for me, it was exciting to see the track list. A lot of my favorite artists were features on this, but like that was all the rollout was. There was no single from what if I recall
I don't
correctly.
remember.
No single. If there was a single, it wasn't pushed that much, which is crazy because he's a really big act. And it was just the cover art, and it's like, I'm dropping December 3rd. It's like, you can reel us in a little more. You can do a little more to generate that excitement, to create a moment by Scenic Drive. Okay, it sounds like something conceptual. So let's get more concept than just stuff that you've kind of done before. Like, you know,
I want to let the music speak, man.
some of these beats were a little more hip hop infused, and you know, it's cool to see you work with JID and Smino. I love Smino. Like, you know, this feature selection is great, but with everything surrounding the project, like you could have just made it more, and it's good. Will I revisit it? You know, it's a couple days since the project dropped, so I don't know, but will I revisit it? I can't. It's not something that I feel, I have to go back to this right now, and that's
now to his defense,
just
for intellectual jousting. Do you think that because he's such the big high profile act that he is, that because these labels, they want to recoup, they want to get that bread back, that they were pushing him to just, hey, give us turn something in so we can put it out and just be done?
Probably. I mean, he hasn't dropped a product since 2019, so yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, we know these people got contracts. They got deals. He dropped American Teen 2017. He had that EP 2018. He had his last album, which I still forget the name of, 2019. And it's like, yeah, so they probably wanted something else. This may be the last product on his contract, or maybe he just renewed, but they probably wanted something. And I think the difference between this and something like American Teen is I can't speak for this. I don't know if it was spoken of in an interview, or someone correct me if I'm wrong, but American Teen felt more true to him. Felt like something he brought to the label, and they're like, okay, bet, we're going to push this. Scenic Drive felt like something more label curated, label created. Yep. Like, nah, jump on this song with Lucky.
In the Machine, yeah.
Jump, and we know he's genuinely friends with Black. He's genuinely friends with Madrid Jordan, but I wouldn't be surprised if the label's like, yo, we'll link up with Black again, link up with this person, rather than him creating the natural, authentic, genuine moments. And that's really what I want from music at the end of the day. I want everything to feel genuine. I want it to feel monumental. And, you know, maybe I just have too high expectations. I don't know.
Nah, you don't. That's what I'm saying. Like, just because your expectation is your expectations, right? And I think it's all about whether it's realistic for the time, or also that's the thing. This is all speculation. We don't know the story.
Right, exactly.
We don't know really what happened. We don't know the background for this. Yeah. Maybe this is his best foot forward. Maybe these are his throwaways. We don't know. Yeah. Right. And so at the end of the day, though, you can want something and desire that, and that's not wrong, because I feel like I want the major acts to be pushing music forward. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
that's that. Lastly, Roddy Ricch announced his next album, Live Life Fast, for December 17th. Now, I'm excited about this. I remember after Roddy dropped Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial, he had an interview where he talked about, I'm not in a rush to put out another album. I want to live life and experience things. I want things that I can write about. I don't want to have to create things that I'm writing about. I want actual things that have happened to me to write about. I want to live life. I love that. And I was in this group chat where these guys were like, Roddy fell off. He hasn't released in a while. And that's the problem. We confuse presence with falling off. Just because someone isn't present doesn't mean they fell off. He's in his bag. He's in his hole writing.
He's cooking. He's loading up.
And it's like he's been on like 10 to 12 features in the last 2 years since dropping his album. So it's not like he's been completely away. He's been on some big records. Rockstar with the Baby was #1. Cooler Than a Bitch with Gunna. Like, he's been on big stuff. He just hasn't put out his own project. But we've been conditioned to expect these mid-tier to big acts to have to release every year. And it's like, no, like, that's how you burn out. That's how people get tired of you. Like, you shouldn't do that. Like, when Gunna announced he was going to drop again this year, I was like, no, don't do that. Wanna is still great. I still listen to Wanna. I don't need another album from you. When Lil Baby said he's going to do it, I was like, no, don't do that. You had My Turn and Voice of the Heroes. We don't need another album from you for a little while. So
just relax. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I'm happy Roddy's taking his time. I think it's going to be really good. He's of this new crop of artists. I remember I was in some group chat and we had like this list of like Lil Baby, Gunna, Roddy Ricch, Lil Uzi Vert, Playboi Carti, someone else. And I'm like, Roddy's towards the top for me. He's like a lot more. He raps as well as like Lil Baby and Gunna. He does the melodic thing as well as Gunna. I think he's way better than Playboi Carti, to be honest. And I think that his mindset is like, I don't want to saturate the market too much. And he's got a single this year, Late at Night, that's been on the radio. It's been doing well on playlists.
He's also a musician.
So, yeah, exactly. Exactly. And like,
he's going to be here. Yeah. He's not going nowhere.
He came up under Nipsey. I know he's connected to Kendrick. So like, he's got some good influences. And I think that he's got his head on straight. So I'm looking forward to his album. I think it's going to be pretty good. So, yeah, that's our chat. Let's jump into our new Employee of the Month. Big shout out to the good brother, Kemet High. Good brother. He is an associate editor and social media editor at XXL. He's got previous work at Complex, Revolt TV, Paper Magazine, True Urban Culture Magazine, Mixtape Magazine, which was founded at Syracuse University. He interned at Atlantic Records, The Fader, and The Verge. And, of course, he's a double Syracuse graduate. Got both his bachelor's and master's at Syracuse, and a good brother of Alpha Phi Alpha. He wrote an article for Variety about The Weeknd that The Weeknd showed love to and said it was dope. And that was a big moment for him and a big moment for us who support him. Kemet is really just like one of the most cool dudes ever. Like,
genuine dude.
Some dudes are like super talented and super like outward about it, and Kemet just be chilling. Like, he just be like, yeah, bro, like, yeah, I just did this cool thing for XXL, but it's whatever. It's just like, I don't know. Like, I admire that. I sometimes wish I could be like more laid back like that with my successes. Like, yeah, it's whatever. I'm just what I'm supposed to do. But hey, you know, like, either way, I'm really dope to see his grind over the last few years. He's given me a lot of opportunity. We've collaborated together, and yeah, can't wait to see what he does next. So, shout out to our guy, new employee of the month, Kemet High. Let's jump into these slides. What we talking, Frank?
The best song wasn't the single, but you weren't either.
Living in Ladera Heights, the Black Beverly Hills, the Mississippi Paradise.
Vocals.
I love that song, man.
It's
Palm trees, blue.
I think that might be my favorite song on Channel Orange.
You know,
I haven't revisited Channel Orange in a little bit.
dude, Channel Orange.
I need to do that.
I definitely do start to finish when I listen to it.
Yeah, you have to.
At this point, yeah.
You have to.
I had a phase where I was just like, you know, picking out singles after, of course, listening to it many times. Bruh, real quick, before we get into the slides, I was at work today. I'm going to call you out by name, Mackenzie. I'm going to call you out by name.
I thought you were going to call me. Like, what did I do?
So, my coworker, she telling me, I'm telling her I'm listening to the albums, you know, trying to catch up for Grammy week, you know, in preparation for the Grammys and just listen to new stuff. So I'm talking about the Olivia Rodrigo album. I'm like, oh, I'm about to listen to this joint, see what it's about, just to, you know, get my knowledge up. She's like, wait, how do you listen to albums? I was like, start to finish. What are you talking about? She goes, you're looking at me crazy. You're going to judge me. I said, don't say what I think you're going to say. I was like, how do you listen to albums? She said, on shuffle. Slow zoom.
On
Slow
on
push.
She does it on first listen.
First run.
That's nasty.
First run.
That's nasty. That's nasty. That's nasty. I don't get it. I don't get that.
There's nothing to get, truthfully.
I
didn't speak to her the rest of the day.
I
did. I'm just playing. But I call her Shuffle now. Her name is Shuffle.
and people have given like weird explanations for it. There's one dude I was talking to on IG, Greston. He's a Sigma from Cuse. He was talking about how like something, and I might be misquoting this, something about how he can really gauge how good the album is if he could play it on shuffle and it
Good
still
night.
hits. I'm like,
Good day. Time out. Flag on the play. Unsportsmanlike. All of the above.
I don't get that.
Technical.
I don't get that.
No.
I don't get that.
No.
I don't get that.
No. Did I say no?
You did a couple times, but you can say
Just wanna
no,
make
but
sure.
Why not?
No.
Why not? So you people who play albums on shuffle first, I don't have anything to say to you.
There's nothing to say.
What slide did you bring, bro?
I brought something to cleanse the soul and cleanse us of this foolishness. This is a track that I feel like I don't play enough of these type of tracks, and it's kind of like a producer track, if you will. There's vocals, of course, and everything, but it just really, really sets the mood. It's a moody track. This is Sun, Moon, and Herbs by Venna, featuring Jack James, produced by Venna, and Marco Bernardis or Bernardis. Check it out.
ride just a little bit.
Sheesh.
Just a little bit.
Oh my goodness.
Let that ride.
And that's the song. There's so much there. It's so lush. The soundscape that he created, that they created, you know, all of them, beautiful. And I love how it's kind of like there's no immediate verse that lock you in. It's just like get in the pot that's already cooking, that's already stewing. It's kind of like you just walk into a vibe already, and walk into a club or something, and there's always something going on. You're trying to catch up to what's going on. I love that feel of the track, and so I like how it's kind of like a really slow ramp building up, and it catches speed, and then the vocals come in. And listening to headphones, y'all got to get you some headphones. There's vocals up here in the back of my ear like this, just creeping in, nice little reverbs on them. Love the live instrumentation, me. Sax sounding crazy. I think he's a sax player too, Vanna, if I'm not mistaken. And then vocals panned left to right, beautiful piano, chords, all just the guitar. It's a beautiful track. Love that track. What you got for me, brother?
Definitely dope record. I was a couple weeks ago, I was just riding the train back to the crib, and for some reason I was like, I haven't listened to Process by Sampha in so long. Yeah. Let me run this. I ran it and I was like, wow. It is 2021. That album came out in 2017, and it might be the best album of 2021. Even if it came out 4 years ago. Sampha is
soul food, bro.
A gem. Like we're blessed to have Sampha. So I brought Timmy's Prayer, produced by I think Rodai McDonald, and of course Sampha. So let's jump into it. What a record.
Then I am your prisoner. Yes, I am your prisoner. I messed up. Ooh. I know now. There's no room for me to play now. Nowhere to take my way out. My vital organs are beating through. My ribcage open, my heart balloon. I've lost another one. I'm on the floor trying to dress my wounds, address the fact it was mine to lose. I didn't try enough, and when I'm left without your love, it can feel like a lifetime, baby. And somewhere in the start we had it all right. Sunshine and blue skies, yes I call. But now there's a darker blue. I'm bleeding and you don't care. The sun sinks and you're not there. If ever you're listening, if heaven's a prison, then I am your prisoner.
Generational.
Now I'm about to go run that project.
Generational,
bro. That's I love
like, bro. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, your slide.
I was just gonna say it's not fair. Like it's not fair for one guy to be so talented. Like
patience. You can tell he takes his time when he writes. When he really wants to know what he wants to express. I think his imagery in his writing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, process. And then that project also got the
No One Knows Me.
No One Knows Like the Piano in My Mother's Home.
Mm-hmm.
But what's the 100 degrees Celsius?
Oh yeah.
That joint's crazy.
Yeah.
He's really in a lane of his own. Really, like, I think he's like a truly alternative soul.
Yep.
Like alternative soul.
Yeah.
Like that's where I would place him. That's what I would categorize him as, in the truest sense of both words, which is interesting to live in two places. Really, very strong. You live in two places. Dang, I would love to see him live.
Yeah. Nah,
I love his falsetto too, because sometimes he does this thing where in moments you're like, it's almost as if he's not gonna hit the note. You think he doesn't have it, but it's when you listen to actually what he's saying and when he delivers it that way, it's because it was meant to be that way. And then he goes and stuff, and then obviously he's floating up in the rafters, but it's fine. So he got that. It's just there's a lot of intention. It feels like with his delivery vocally.
He's not just trying to sing well. He's emoting.
He is emoting. He's picking his spots,
and that's the difference between him and some other acts out here these days. But
some 90%, 90%.
Yeah. So if you want to hear that track and all these other tracks, make sure you hit the Stay Busy Slide Deck playlist on all platforms. You hit the link tree in our IG or Twitter bio, and if you would like a slide added to the deck, whether you're a listener or an artist, hit us at StayBusyPod on Twitter or IG, or email us at StayBusyPod@gmail.com. Are you ready for the board meeting, my brother?
Man, we got a good amount of time too. Let's get it in.
Yes, sir. It is trophy season. The Grammy nominations have come out. Like we said, there's been some time. We've been able to let them sink in. We've been able to, any feelings we've had about the list, any snubs, we've been able to let them go. But we are here to analyze, discuss, and make some predictions. So let's jump right into it. Now, this R&B category, I can speak for myself when I was definitely the most nervous hearing these nominations. And they saved them for towards the end, too. I was like, I think that they did this for a reason. Like, they know. Like, let's make sure that we give them a good rap category first, a good whatever, and then let's hit the R&B, then let's go to the overall. Right. But for the most part, speaking for myself, I can say I think that they nailed it. For everything that I've heard, for the entire landscape of R&B for the eligibility period, which would be late 2020 up till nowish, like September.
Yeah, I forget specifically the time period, but this one was extended.
Yeah. So for everything within the landscape, I think they did very well.
Bro, they got it right, low key. So far as like the things that there was not many things that I think they missed.
Right.
Like there were no just like obvious. What about this person? Or, what about that? It wasn't none of that to me this time around.
Yep, 100%. So, do you want to go right into this first category?
Let's do it, man.
All right. So, best R&B performance for new vocal or instrumental R&B recordings. Lost You by Snow Allegra. Peaches, Justin Bieber featuring Daniel Caesar and Giveon. Damage by Her. Leave the Door Open by Silk Sonic. And Pick Up Your Feelings by Jasmine Sullivan.
It sound good, man. You practicing for when you announce a Grammy?
You know me, bro. One day. And the Grammy goes too. But yeah, man, I'm very happy with this. It was dope to see Snow up here too, especially. I know because of when she dropped Those Feels Again, she wasn't in the eligibility period for that. So it's dope and I guess she missed 2022. Yeah, but it's dope to see her here for this one as well. Lost You. So dope to see her here. Peaches, I'm not surprised by. As soon as I heard it, I saw Bieber, Daniel Caesar, Giveon. I was like, okay, yeah, this is probably going to be nominated for something. And granted, it's a good song. I like it.
It's a good song, but it's not the culture. The culture's in this category.
Yeah, it's a very, very cultural.
The culture's here.
Category. We got greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes, and then there's like a weird casserole. That's the Bieber song. Right. But Damage by Her, Leave the Door Open, Silk Sonic, Jasmine. Great to see Jasmine here.
Finally.
So
I know she feels vindicated.
100%, man. 100%. So what would your prediction be? I know we've talked about this, and you kind of had like you were kind of in a conundrum for best R&B performance and then best R&B song.
Yes,
because it could go one or the other way. Right. What would your prediction be for best R&B performance?
So let's do it this way. I'm gonna give my personal pick, and then let's give like what I think they're gonna do.
Yeah, of course, that's important.
My personal pick for this, it's really hard. Oh Lord. I think my personal pick is Leave the Door Open, right? Mm-hmm. But I understand what Pick Up Your Feelings meant, right? And so I would be just as happy to see that go and win. I think they're going to give it to Leave the Door Open. Just because when it came, other than Jasmine, truthfully, this year, Jasmine's saying boom, right off the top, like boom, hitting y'all with it. And we're like, dang, yo, the bar is set high. I seen Twitter just talking about the bar is set so high. Well, y'all better come with it. The vocal heads, my snobby vocal heads that I be following was like, see, I told y'all. Vocals is back. Vocals is back. Y'all better stop vibing on these tracks. Bring me some vocals. And they're right, because everything after was not hitting the Hotel's bar. It wasn't. To me, it wasn't. We can go in the weeds with that. Y'all do that on Twitter. I don't want to do that right now. But when Silk Sonic dropped that and it came out of nowhere, it was like, whoa. Yeah. But I think that this is just a general conversation. This is showing y'all where we need to be at as a culture with R&B. These are the two standouts of the year. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to that. Yeah. Damage is hard too. Great. Damage is a hard record. But yeah, this is a really solid category. I'm not mad at this. I don't think Lost You's the best song on that project. I revisit that project all the time. Yeah.
It's not.
Tangerine
Dream, I think, is better.
Tangerine Dream on my mind.
Yeah. Even the intro, Indecisive.
Yeah, Indecisive. In Your Eyes. I like it. In Your Eyes is like the
special.
But it's like it's a Neptune joint, so either you like it or you don't.
Yeah.
Because the production, but I love it. So yeah, I'm gonna go. I think they're gonna give it. My personal pick would be Leave the Door Open. I think they're gonna give it to Leave the Door Open, but I know if they give it to Jasmine, I would be standing up, cheering and clapping,
elated,
so happy.
Yeah,
for that.
I think my personal pick would be Pick Up Your Feelings. I think the objective pick would be Leave the Door Open.
Yes.
Because again, we need to distinguish for those unaware. Best R&B performance is for the vocal performance. It's for the artist. Best R&B song is the songwriting.
Yes.
So there's a distinction there. And like when we were talking about it, Leave the Door Open, just Bruno and Pac together, like the harmonies, the arrangement,
it's
all
performing.
that.
It's performing.
It's incredible. And then the fact that they performed on the Grammy stage last year, the video, all that.
The video is all performance.
The whole packaging of the vocal performance and all of that it's incredible.
Yeah.
So I could see why someone will put it ahead of Pick Up Your Feelings. But we'll get into Best R&B Song later and why I think that could go another way. But Best Traditional R&B Performance. This is for new vocal and instrumental traditional R&B recordings. The nominees are I Need You, John Batiste, Bring It On Home to Me, BJ Chicago Kid, PJ Morton, Kenyon Dixon featuring Charlie Be Real, Born Again, Leon Bridges featuring Robert Glasper, Fight for You by Her, and How Much Can a Heart Take, Lucky Day featuring Yebba.
My personal pick is Bring It On Home to Me because of what it means, and I'll get into that. What I think they're going to do, either it'll be John. I wouldn't be mad at that, John Batiste. I'd be like, boom,
dope
clapping
record
for that. John Batiste, or I think they're gonna give it to her because it's connected to a movie as well.
Yeah.
So I'll just focus on what I want to focus on. Bring It On Home to Me is a Sam Cooke record. For those who don't know Sam Cooke, please go do your homework. Sam Cooke is the reason why all those artists exist. A lot of these artists in this category exist. And can do their thing, especially Lucky, especially Leon Bridges. Literally, he's going back to that era. So they're singing his song as a cover song, and it's just these are guys who are just completely soul R&B to the core. BJ, PJ, Kenyon Dixon, people. Y'all, if y'all know vocals, y'all know about Kenyon and Charlie Real too. So to me that is like the most true to the traditional element. Especially because it's a Sam Cooke cover. Yeah. To me, that's just like, that's the obvious choice if you want to do the right thing to the category, right? On the T. But, that's not how it always goes. So I would hope it goes that way, but anyone else, Leon and John, I would be more happy for them to have it because they kind of live in that space very heavily, like very directly. They live in the traditional space, specifically John Batiste. Yeah. So I would like to see them get their shine in the category for what they put their foot forward for. So what about yourself?
Yeah, I didn't get to everything that is nominated that I didn't hear, so I don't ever want to discredit something like, oh, that's not going to win because I don't know it, or how is that there? I don't know. Because people do that. People be like, I didn't hear that album. How was it nominated? Just because you ain't hear it. Don't hear it. Yeah.
Go hear it.
So I did check out the I Need You record, John Batiste. Very dope, very different.
That's what I'm saying.
But like really good. It's like if you appreciate music and you appreciate things beyond modern R&B, like traditional, more
in the right
upbeat,
category.
Like it's dope. It's a really dope record. So I would love to see that just because I have the familiarity with it. Of course, it would be dope to see Lucky get it. But there's just always that reality that if Her is nominated in a category, Her is walking away with something. And we've talked about her a lot this season, and you and I are big her fans, and it's not so we don't ever want this to come off as dislike for her. She's clearly an award show darling. She's loved by the industry. She's loved by these committees, but the reality is we feel as though sometimes there are some other people that are more deserving, and it's kind of just like, and it's tough to say that because her is so talented, multi talent, songwriting, instruments, singing, she's got it all. So it's like you can't be mad, but you can be mad because it's like it's starting to feel like, or it feels like there's an agenda. There's a jig. And so, there's that reality that her could walk away with this. I'm always prepared for that. But I would love to see it go to John or Lucky. And I love BJ, so I'm tight that I haven't heard that record yet.
Got to run that one.
And the Leon's dope too. So it's kind of like, from what I've heard and the way you're talking about it, seems like they got this category right too, which is really good to see because that's not something we can say about the Grammys often.
Man, I wasn't mad at all, really.
Yeah. Let's go to Best R&B Song. Now, this is a Songwriters Award.
For the pen, y'all, for the pen.
So a song is eligible if it was first released or first achieved prominence during the eligibility year. And so it's Damage by her, with songwriting from Anthony Clemens Jr., Jeff Gittleman, her, Carl McCormick, and Tierra Thomas. Good Days by SZA, Jacob Collier, Carter Lang, Carlos Munoz, Solana Rowe, that's SZA, and Christopher Ruelas. Heartbreak Anniversary, Giveon Evans, Manish, is it Seven?
Yeah.
Seven Thomas, and Varen Wade. Leave the Door Open by Brandon Anderson, Christopher Brody Brown, Dernst E. Mile II, that's D. Mile, and Bruno Mars. And Pick Up Your Feelings by Denisha Blue June Andrews, Audra Mae Butts, Kyle Coleman, Brittany Chi Coney, Michael Holmes, and Jasmine Sullivan. Now, this is what we were talking about before with, best R&B performance. If it goes to Leave the Door Open, we wouldn't be mad at that. Now, the songwriting is where it gets a little different because this is not about the vocal performance. This is about the songwriting.
Right.
This is about the composition of the song, the construction of the song. So it's like, while the vocal performance on Leave the Door Open could be stronger, Pick Up Your Feelings very well could be a better written song. Like I would probably lean toward that personally.
Yeah.
So I think my personal choice there would be Pick Up Your Feelings. I think objectively,
So they don't give it to Leave the Door Open.
This one's tough. It could. This is one of those categories where I genuinely am kind of shook. No, not shook, but I'm just like, it could really go any way. Of course, it can go to her. I could see it going to SZA for Good Days. Good Days is a really well written song.
I would have said that one too. That's the wild card here to me.
Heartbreak Anniversary, Giveon. I wouldn't be surprised if it went that way either. Like I
would low key. These other records, that record don't come up to these other two. Leave the Door and Pick Up Your Feelings. That record is not touching those.
Yeah.
It's not. It's different stratus, different level.
But that's the other thing we have to consider with the Grammys is like, while we can sit here and debate the quality of how well a song is written, but Grammys, they go with numbers or they go with they have agendas. So it's like it's kind of tough. And with Giveon being nominated last year, it seems like they want to put him in this position where he's constantly racking up these nominations. So giving him a win now would be really dope. So yeah, I mean, my personal pick, like I said, Pick Up Your Feelings. My objective pick, I could see it going any direction. I really wouldn't be mad. I think the song that I wanted to go to the least would be Damage by her, which sucks because I love Damage. But I think there are some stronger candidates here.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be a night of Leave the Door Open versus Pick Up Your Feelings. Just Silk Sonic versus Jasmine, I think, in those categories. To me, those are the two standouts for all these categories. I mean, not all these categories, but for the ones where those two songs are kind of next to each other. I think that those are the songs that are really standing out. So, yeah. Next one.
Best progressive
one of my
R&B
favorite
album.
Formerly known as urban contemporary, but now is more on point, progressive R&B, which I think is also more inclusive of different types of R&B,
100%.
which we see mentioned here and we see represented was the word I want to use, not mentioned, represented here. Very excited to announce this category for albums containing at least 51% playing time of newly recorded progressive vocal tracks, derivative of R&B. So directly pointing to that alternative side. So alternative R&B would live here for people who don't know. New Light by Eric Bellinger, Something to Say, Corey Henry, Mood Valiant by Hiatus Coyote, Table for Two, Lucky Day, Dinner Party Dessert, Terrace Martin, Robert Glasper, Ninth Wonder, and Kamasi Washington. Studying Abroad, Extended Stay, Masego. This is like where I listen. Anyways, this is where I be at. I be at the progressive part. This space, it could go a lot of different ways. If we want to go Grammy favorites, I would say they would give it to potentially Lucky or Glasper and Terrace.
Yep. Yeah, I was gonna say Terrace.
Right, because Glasper always does well at the Grammys, but those, I feel like those albums would probably be the if you will the favorites for them from like a voting community standpoint, right? Mood Valiant is fantastic project. I've yet to hear the Corey Henry. I'm gonna get to it. Get to it. Yeah. Eric Bellinger is more on. He leans more on the. So Eric Bellinger is a, you know, for those who don't know him, singer. He's a writer. He's written some of your favorites on Fine China. He wrote Wale joint. You know, travel
on Chill.
On Chill.
Yeah.
He's written a lot of songs. He wrote on Climax for Usher. No. Climax, Trading Places, one of the two. He writes for everybody, right? So he's all been releasing his own music. So he released a project, New Lights. Good to see him get some Grammy love. He typically is like, I feel like for his artistry, doesn't get that love. Yeah. But now, you know, it's good for him to get that love.
I think he's looked at more like a feature artist, to be honest.
Yeah. But it's good to see him as the main act getting that love he deserves. Corey Henry, for those who don't know, is you could just say, we'll just call him a pianist. Corey Henry and the Funk Apostles is his group. Amazing dude. I've seen him, met him before. He is a virtuoso in all senses of the word when it comes to the craft of piano and keys and moving that forward. Amazing. Hiatus Coyote, the Australian band. I believe they're Australian. I hope they're not from New Zealand or something. No, they're Australian, I think. I'm gonna lean into that. They're Australian, but really amazing project. They put out Choose Your Weapon a while ago that everybody samples, and we talked about Brittany. Shout out to Brittany. She played a song from
Australian.
Good job. Yeah. See, I be knowing my stuff a little bit. Table for Two.
Great
Lucky.
project.
I thought it was a good project when it came out. I only ran it truthfully like once, twice. I revisited the other day. It's really strong. It's a strong project. It was a Valentine's Day joint. Which was, I think, was cool. Yeah. Table for Two, him doing duets with all the ladies. Yeah, that was really clever. And I think it was some really strong features. That's how we got that Yebba joint. The Ari track, man. Access denied. That joint is hard. So I love that. Dinner Party is really up out of here. Yeah. Dinner Party, for those who have not listened to it, Terrace Martin, Robert Glasper, Ninth Wonder, Kamasi Washington, legends in all of their own respects. Terrace, producer. Robert, producer, pianist. Just amazing. Ninth Wonder, producer, OG, veteran. Kamasi Washington, a leader in this new era of jazz. I mean, he's been around for a while. We're really leading the charge in that way. So I'd love to see them all do well. Masego.
Were you at the event when we met Ninth? Remember when he did the event at Cornell?
Of course, I got the picture.
Bro, I think about that all the time. Like, I didn't understand the magnitude of it when we met him, and now I look back like, damn, we met Ninth Wonder at Cornell.
We was chopping it with Ninth.
Random event, like
chopping it with. Yeah. And this is Masego too. Have you heard the Masego project?
I have not.
Check that out.
Probably heard some of it.
Check that out. I think you'd be interested into it. But he's definitely someone who lives in that sort of very jazz derivative space. So if y'all go check these projects out, because I know these might be a little bit left of center for y'all, but like go check those out. All right, best R&B album for albums containing at least 51% playing time of new R&B recordings. Temporary Highs in the Violet Skies, Snow Allegra. We Are, John Baptiste. Gold Digger Sound, Leon Bridges. Back of My Mind, Her. Hotels, Jasmine Sullivan. This is a really challenging category.
This is probably the scariest one of the R&B.
If this is the category for me where I would want Jasmine to just go. Yeah, just go, Jasmine. Give it to Jasmine. Boom. If y'all don't give her best performance and best song, whatever, give her this one. If anything, Temporary Highs. I feel like I personally visit the project a lot, but I feel like I'm not certain that that's the case for everybody else, because it was a little bit of she veered off a little bit.
It's very different
from yeah. So she veered off a little bit. So I don't know how many people caught on to the new wave. and who are with her in the Violet Skies. We Are John Baptiste. Fantastic project. Beautiful. It's so vibrant, earthy. Those are the words I would use. Shows off his virtuosic talent. Gold Digger sound. Leon Bridges, amazing. Brought him, I think, more into like the modern side of things. But I still love it. Back of my mind, Hotels. Jasmine Sullivan. Jasmine Sullivan. Hotels is amazing.
It is.
So that's what we're gonna do, man. I think it's gonna go to Jasmine, but if it doesn't, it'll go to
John Batiste.
Yeah. John.
I could see that
because he's also like a Grammy. They like him.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is another category where it's kind of like anyone but but that one project that we've spoken about on this podcast before. But yeah, I think my personal pick and my like 75% I think objectively is going to go to Jasmine, but I'm really hoping that it goes to Jasmine. Now, of course, wouldn't be mad if Snow got it. From what I heard from the John Batiste project, would be dope. Leon, of course, but it's just like and we're going to get into this later in the overall category for. You know what? No.
Best rap performance.
We've said enough.
I'm just focusing on what I need to focus on right now.
Yeah. Best rap performance. For a rap performance, Family Ties, Baby Keem featuring Kendrick Lamar, Up by Cardi B, My Life, J. Cole featuring 21 Savage and Moray, Way Too Sexy, Drake featuring Future and Young Thug, and Thought Shh by Megan Thee Stallion. Now, definitely dope to see Baby Keem get a nomination. You know, shout out to him. Moray, shout out to him. We got put on to Moray by Chris Omar earlier this year. Grammy nominated now. Incredible. Shout out to, you know, Drake, Future Thug, of course. Meg has been racking up her nominations. Cardi B, of course. Rap Album of the Year a couple years ago. So, interesting category. I personally, I think I would like to see this go to Cole, 21 Savage, and Moray. I think objectively, My Life and Way Too Sexy probably have the least chance. I think Cardi, just because she's got the Grammy legacy already.
Well, where's the performances? Like, where did they perform it that was like a thing?
What do you mean?
When I think about like performances, I think of, and then this is probably not the way the category works, but it's just, I think about it as like, where have we heard? Where did was the video strong? I think about like the whole thing of the song, like the places where, like, did they do it on the award show? Did they do it on a late night show that was really strong? Like, I think about like how they pushed the song, and like I think about it for that way for performance. That's just how I think about it personally.
I guess for me, I think of performance as like the literal delivery of it on the record.
Yeah.
Like, how are the lyrics performed by the artist?
That's
like,
fair.
So of course I would love to see Drake, Future Thug get it. I would love to see Cole, 21 Moray get it. But I think Cardi's got the Grammy legacy. Like I was alluding to, Meg, of course, like is always a possibility, and Kendrick is on Kendrick and Baby Keem. Like they would love to give it to a new act. Baby Keem is also up for Best New Artist, and it's Kendrick Lamar. I think that they would love to give Kendrick another Grammy too. So I think, some people may not like this because Keem is polarizing already. I think people might have to prepare for it to possibly go to Baby Keem and Kendrick Lamar, but I would love to see it go to Cole, 21, and Moray from My Life. How about you?
This category, I'm not really mad at anything. I, on the rap categories, unless I feel strongly, I'm kind of like, yeah, everybody, cool.
Yeah.
Yay, everyone. All right.
Best melodic rap performance for a solo or collaborative performance containing both elements of R&B melodies and raps.
I'm glad this category exists.
It's a great category. Absolutely.
I'm glad this exists.
Absolutely. Is this the one that used to be rap song?
Yes.
Rap song, and then they switched it? Okay, that's good. That's very good. Yeah, so the nominees are Pride is the Devil, J. Cole featuring Lil Baby, Need to Know by Doja Cat, Industry Baby, Lil Nas X featuring Jack Harlow, What's Your Name, Tyler the Creator featuring Young Boy, Never Broke Again, and Ty Dolla $ign, and Hurricane, Kanye West featuring The Weeknd, and Lil Baby. Good category, too. I think it covers the commercial, but also just stuff that resonated with people. It's really dope to see What's Your Name on there. Shout out to Tyler, shout out to NBA Youngboy, his first Grammy nomination. tie. And there's a clear agenda with the Grammys to get they want to get Kanye one with Hurricane being on there and it being nominated Rap Album of the Year and Overall Album of the Year. So I would tell people prepare for this to possibly go to Kanye, The Weeknd, and Lil Baby for Hurricane. But I think also Lil Nas X and Jack Harlow is a very, very real possibility, and Doja Cat. I think, unfortunately, in this situation, Cole and Lil Baby, Tyler, NBA YoungBoy, and Ty Dolla $ign are probably the least likely.
I think they're going to give it to Lil Nas.
Yeah.
I think they're going to give it to Lil Nas or Doja.
I think Lil Nas X or Kanye. I don't really have, like, a personal pick here. I mean, I enjoyed all these records, even Hurricane. I did think it was good. But I guess personally, I would like to see it go to Tyler, but I just don't see it happening for this.
Not for this one. The other one possibly.
Yeah. Best rap song. Again, this is a Songwriters Award. So Bath Salts is by Sean Carter, Kasim Dean, Michael Fomo, Nasir Jones, and Earl Simmons. This is DMX featuring Jay-Z and Nas. Best Friends, Saweetie featuring Doja Cat. The songwriters are Amala Zandelli Diamini, that's Doja Cat, Lucas Gottwald, Randall Avery Hammers, Diamante Harper, Asia Smith, Theron Thomas, and Rocco Valdez. Family Ties is Baby Keem featuring Kendrick Lamar, but the songwriters are Rashwida Larisha Bacha, Hakeem Carter, that's Baby Keem, Tobias Decker, Colin Franken, Jasper Harris, Kendrick Lamar, of course, Ronald Latour, and Dominic Patrizik. Jail, this is Kanye West featuring Jay-Z. Songwriters are Dwayne Abernathy Jr., Sean Carter, Raul Kubina, Michael Dean, Charles M. Nyapa, Sean Solomar, Brian Hugh Warner, Kanye West, and Mark Williams. And then My Life, J. Cole featuring 21 Savage and Moray. This is songwriters are Shea bin Abraham Joseph, that's 21 Savage, and Jermaine Cole. Now, this will lead into a kind of bigger discussion here, but I do think there is a possibility this could go to DMX, Jay-Z, Nas, and the associated songwriters for the posthumous, look. I know DMX has been nominated for three Grammys and has never won one. And we did see that, and one example was Nipsey. He ended up getting his first Grammy
for Higher
posthumously. Was it Higher or was it Racks in the Middle?
No, it was for Higher. It might have been Racks in the Middle also.
It might have got both, yeah.
I think it got the nom for Racks in the Middle. I'm pretty sure it won for Higher because I think Khaled went on stage. Didn't Khaled go on stage with the family?
Okay, yeah. But yeah, no, you might know. He got one for sure. He definitely got one posthumously for sure. Okay. So yeah, and so Nick brought up a really interesting question. As an artist nominated for a category with a song that is very viable, would you feel a way if an award was given to an artist posthumously and the narrative surrounding it was, they're kind of trying to pay homage in that way? And, obviously this is a very touchy subject. All due respect to DMX and his family, we are not trying to say that, he is undeserving. This is just a general discussion about if this were the case. And this category kind of spawned the discussion, just to clear that up. And I think, again, I'm not an artist, but I think if I were to put myself in the place of an artist, it would kind of be like, damn, but it's kind of like, in a way, you kind of would have to respect it too. Because, like, whether the artist is alive or not, the song was nominated. Like, your songs are in the same category. And it's kind of like, how do you measure songwriting? Like, there's no way to quantify it. Like, your song might be better commercially, but some of the best commercial songs are the least complex or the least or the worst songwriting wise. So it's like, so it's really hard to kind of quantify and compare in that way. Like, I think there's a natural disappointment. Like, if you get nominated, that's dope. But it's like, if I get nominated, I do want to win. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's like, I think for the posthumous, the artists who passed, their family, their team, everyone around them, it's a great moment for them. It's a very heartwarming type thing. So I think, you definitely have the right to be upset about it, but to a certain extent.
I think you said it well, and I'm gonna just live with what you said. Because I don't have that's no extra. I ain't saying nothing extra with it, but
yeah, no,
I definitely agree. It's one of those things you kind of just like, hey, you got to eat that. If you just got to let that be what it is. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah. Best rap album for albums containing at least 51% playing time of new rap recordings. So we got The Off Season by J. Cole. We got Certified Lover Boy by Drake. We got King's Disease 2 by Nas. We got Call Me If You Get Lost by Tyler, the Creator. And we got Donda by Kanye West. Now, I saw people complaining about this category. And for me, it's like, what'd you expect?
What did they want?
This was a big release year in rap. We got a Drake album. We got a J. Cole album. We got a Kanye West album. We got a Nas album. We got a Tyler, the Creator album, who has precedent now, Igor. Like, you know, and I think last year with the Grammys trying to kind of, it felt like pandering. That rap category last year where it was Royce da 5'9", Freddie Gibbs, Nas, D Smoke, and Jay Electronica, it felt like pandering to me.
Yeah.
And all these like underground niche rap fans who always want their favorite
Also
artists.
the old heads too.
Yeah, the old heads too. Like everyone's saying, oh, real rap is back. This feels like the reset button. It's like, y'all do not get too excited. This is the Grammys, dog. This is the Grammys. They will easily come back next year like, nah, these are the 5 biggest commercial albums. These are the nominees. And so people were getting upset about this, and I was like, I did not take last year's nominations as, oh, this is what to expect moving forward. Absolutely not. And like 2020 wasn't really a big rap release year. Like while I think the category should have been Lil Baby, Pop Smoke, Mac Miller Circles, a couple other younger artists, like it was like, okay, it's dope to see. I like Royce. It was dope to see Royce get nominated. Freddie Gibbs has been grinding for years. Dope to see him get nominated. But it's like, do not expect that to be the precedent. Like at the end of the day, the Grammys are never going to get it right for every demographic of the rap fan base. They're the rappers who love the mainstream guys, and they're the rappers who love the underground stuff. And last year they gave us the underground stuff, but you got to remember, just a couple years ago, that amazing rap category where we had Mac Miller Swimming, Travis Scott Astroworld, Nipsey Hussle Victory Lap, Pusha T Daytona, Cardi B Invasion of Privacy. That was probably the most balanced rap category that we've had in a while, of commercial stuff that just resonated, stuff that was high quality. It was like, but it also depends on what comes out in the year and what stands out. You got to know Drake Certified Lover Boy, what it did commercially this year, the impact, the way it resonated, that's getting nominated. J. Cole, Off Season, that's getting nominated. Like King's Disease 2, Nas just got nominated last year. Of course he's going to get it again. Tyler, there's precedent there. Kanye West, they're trying, like Kanye, Donda is good to a lot of people. It's really resonating. It was also commercially successful. They're trying to position Kanye in a way where he's getting back in people's good graces and winning awards that, you know, many people feel like he deserves. So I'm like, you know, and there was Carl Cherry said, like, you know, there should be a separate rap album category. There should be traditional rap, and then there should be like more modern rap. And I'm like, interesting. I don't like the labeling of traditional rap personally, because it feels reductive. It's like, it's kind of like the people who remember when like
spitting is like traditional.
Yeah, it's kind of like when Future and Thug and Lil Yachty and all them got popping and they're like, mumble rap is like, why are y'all so opposed to letting rap evolve? Like, these people unlocked a new sound that a lot of people like. You don't like it because it's not what you grew up on.
Right.
So, you know, while a traditional rap album category and a modern rap, or however you want to label it, could be cool, I'm like, why don't we just expand the category a little bit? Why don't we just have more nominees there instead of 5, 8, or 10? I don't know. Like, you know, and it's like, because at the end of the day, hip hop rap is the biggest genre in the world right now. So like, why limit it to just 5 albums? It's hard to, and the Grammys are never going to satisfy everybody. But I think rather than trying to make a separate category and making these rappers feel as though they don't fit in with rap by saying, oh, you're modern rap. Like there's no best melodic rap album category. This is best melodic rap performance. So I feel like it would be weird to make a best melodic rap category. Like, I think
best tradition, you said.
Huh?
You said best. Oh no, you said.
But yeah, like to split it up. Like, rap to me is rap. Rap is, it's multifaceted. There's several things within rap.
I'm gonna come back at you with that. So what's the difference for it to being an R&B? I think where Carl may be trying to say, which I'll defend you, Carl. I know you're not here, but what I think might be the opposite side of it being reductive possibly is the idea of creating space. Mm-hmm. John Baptiste and A Terrace and Dinner Party and those albums don't get to live in a space. Corey Henry doesn't get to live in a space where they're competing with the Hers and the other things like that, because commercial is always going to take precedent. In this case of having a traditional, it allows for those who, and progressive, I think, And maybe progressive is something that needs to come over to
That
rap,
might be a
possibly.
better label for it.
It maybe needs to come over there. But I think for me, the way I look at it, as of someone who appreciates that stuff and really listens to that, which is what I go to naturally, I like to see them get acknowledgement and recognition for the contributions that they do, because those people tend to put the craft first before everything. Right? Not to say people ain't commercial, ain't doing it. That's not what I'm saying. But I think to that case, traditional rap, and we're just speculating here, it may not be as harmful as it may sound to have that available for those who making the, and that's not just like the Griselda types, like that's very traditional, if one would say traditional rap, but maybe traditional is not the right thing. Maybe progressive, or maybe something else, some sort of other delineation where the people like, a Nas, or the people like whoever else who wouldn't fit the mold or whatever, the D-Smokes, those type of people can live in a space where they're created space. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I would. Yeah, that's the other side of things.
I feel you. Like I do like the progressive label, so I feel you there. I guess my thing is I hate this thing where these old heads have to talk down on the new rap and say it doesn't have a space next to theirs, and it's
we do the same thing in R&B.
I know, and I mean I hate that too.
I know.
But it's more annoying in rap though, because like they act like because it's not like what they are used to, it's not good. It's like, bro, some of these new rappers are better than some of y'all favorite rappers. Young Thug is more lyrical than some of them dudes from the 80s that y'all hail. Like, let's keep it a buck, man. Let's really keep it a buck. Young Thug rap better than a lot of y'all favorites from the old days. So I don't, I don't really appreciate that. Like progressive, I like that. And it's like also people in this category, Drake makes progressive rap. Kanye makes progressive rap. Tyler makes progressive rap. Call Me If You Get Lost was, he did
that's
the whole,
my pick.
He did the whole DJ drama thing. So it felt more old school mixtape type feel, but he's very progressive with his rap. Nas be rapping on new type beats, and like, so it's like what we need to specify where the cutoff is between traditional and modern or progressive.
Traditional might not fit for rap.
Is it the delivery? Is it the beats? Is it what they're talking about? Like that's my problem with it. Like
in R&B, it's delivery.
Right.
It's purely delivery, and it's like the sound, it's the style, it's the makings, because it's more leaning traditional instrumentation or just different recording processes that you wouldn't see otherwise.
But that's my thing, is like this wasn't a conversation when Cardi B and Travis Scott were nominated, and like their rap is progressive to me. 21 Savage and who was nominated that year? 21, Meek, Igor was in, and like Tyler was vocal about that. He was like, this was not a rap album, so I don't like that I'm being put into, this category. It's like I understand Tyler's position, but like my thing always was it's alternative rap to me, but it still falls under the rap umbrella. All Thug, Benny the Butcher, Tyler, Playboy Cardi, they all fall under the rap umbrella to me. So I'm not mad if they're nominated for best rap album and the title just stays that. I think the category should be expanded though, because deciding between 5 albums, you're never gonna get it right for the rap fan base. And like, at the end of the day, there's never gonna be a consensus, and that's okay. People got to get over the fact that your favorite album is not Grammy nominated. That's okay. But I don't know.
But do you think that this is wrong though? If you
no. This is a great category. Yeah. I'm not mad at it. It's the people who wanted the Mac Homies and like all these other underground artists, which are great. No disrespect to them, but it's like you got to be honest, dog. Like you really got to keep it. It's like me saying, how is Mariah the Scientist and I'm not nominated? And granted, she might be big, but it's like compared to Jasmine, the impact that those albums had, I'm not gonna be like, how dare they? Oh, we need to make a new category. Like, no, like it's like people got to be realistic about their faves. You got to be realistic about your faves. So that's my thing. But I think this is a really good category. I think personally, the off season was my favorite rap album this year. So I would love to see J. Cole get it. Of course, I would love to see Drake get it a Certified Lover Boy, even if my feelings on that are well documented. But I think it's gonna go to Donda.
You think so?
I think it's gonna go to Donda, man.
Really?
I do.
I feel like, because I would want it to be this way, that the narrative has been for Tyler, and he's talking about like, I finally feel accepted in rap. Like, you know, BET ain't show me no love. Now they invite me to perform, and I'm finally getting these award shows. I'm finally getting the interviews that I've always wanted. I'm, you know, this sort of, like he said, the vindication. Vindication is the theme of this last few weeks. Yeah. But anyways, I would see that as like him finally getting nominated in a rap album for a very rap album, you know, but it's left of center rap, but so rap in its core, getting that look. That wouldn't shock me either. Yeah, and I think a lot of old heads respected this project. A lot of people who I know who come out there were, you know, Levels Crew, shout out Levels Crew. Yeah, they was in the chat like, look, Tyler came with it, right? Yeah, it's just what it was. And before, you know, people have gotten rid of the shock value thing, and now listening to him. So I think he's saying that that's interesting. I feel like to me it's Tyler or Cole, personally.
I would love to see it go to Cole. I think there's a chance for it, but I don't know, man. Like, it's just this fear welling up within me that Donda gonna do it.
I don't know, man.
Donda gonna do it. Let's get into these overall categories. So, record of the year. This is awarded to the artist and the producers, recording engineers, mixers, and mastering engineers. For the sake of time, I'm not going to read all these, but I'm just going to read the artist and the song. I Still Have Faith in You by ABBA, Freedom by John Batiste, I Get a Kick Out of You, Tony Bennett and Lady Gaga, Peaches, Justin Bieber featuring Daniel Caesar and Giveon, Right on Time, Brandy Carlisle, Kiss Me More, Doja Cat featuring SZA, Happier Than Ever, Billie Eilish, Montero, Call Me By Your Name by Lil Nas X, Driver's License by Olivia Rodrigo, and Leave the Door Open by Silk Sonic.
Okay, record of the year, artists and producers, like full on everything. I think record of the year, the undertaking of that was, just because I know a little bit about like how they recorded, I think, is Leave the Door Open. It's recorded as that sort of style too, using that. Everything is like in that style. So just trying to recapture something from a specific timepiece. It's a period piece project. You know, I say that. I think that would be warrant them to get some recognition for that. But the way Nas, just like Lil Nas X, really just took over, I think, in the time. And talk about marketing. That he's a case study for y'all. Incredible. Marketing. Y'all got to market your stuff. Yeah. And he's the example. Olivia Rodrigo, I think, gonna sneak up on everybody. Yeah. I think she's gonna sneak up on everybody. Sis did 1 billion streams. Yeah, it's that 1 billion streams.
It's that or is Leave the Door Open for me. Objectively, I think it could go to one.
I really like the Kiss Me More song.
Great record. Like every time I come, like it's some songs come on the radio, you get mad, you switch it. I let it play every time. Every time.
No, that one, you know, giving us the full team of everybody from everyone gets the right. It's kind of this one. I'm really not sure. Yeah, I'm really not sure.
I honestly think if things were different, like if Olivia Rodrigo wasn't involved in so many categories this year, I think Doja would clean up, to be honest. But yeah. I think Olivia is going to be the one taking a lot of the award this year. So yeah, I would go Driver's License or Leave the Door Open, but I think Kiss Me More is a solid sleeper for sure. All right, let's go to Album of the Year, award to the artists, featured artists, songwriters, producers, recording engineers, mixers, mastering engineers. Again, for the sake of time, I'm going to read just the album title and
these are paragraphs, just so y'all know. Like, these are taking up the full page. Like Donda is taking the full page.
But it's dope that now everyone involved with the album is getting an award, because it used to be like you had to be involved with like a percentage of it or something like that. Like
I think that still holds true. Yeah, because I think it's like I forget what percentage. Maybe, well, I don't want to say it's 33%. I could be capping completely, but whatever. Just say there's a percentage that you have to fulfill, and then I think you get a certificate. Yeah. If you were a part and you weren't one of the significant contributors to a project. Yeah. You get a certificate.
Yeah. But we got We Are by John Batiste. We got Love for Sale, Tony Bennett and Lady Gaga. Justice, Triple Chucks Deluxe, Justin Bieber. Planet Her Deluxe by Doja Cat. Happier Than Ever, Billie Eilish. Back of My Mind, Her. Montero, Lil Nas X. Sour, Olivia Rodrigo. Evermore by Taylor Swift. Donda by Kanye West. How do you feel about this category overall?
I think they got a lot of things right in this category from just albums that I've heard of. I haven't heard everything in this category, just being honest. But for the things that I know did seismic numbers this year. I think there's a lot of representation here.
Yeah.
Specifically, like people who just kind of in their own way took over the culture for a moment. You know, John Baptiste, they love him because, you know, he's like one of those he's like a true American, like jazz sort of aficionado. He's I think I call him a steward of that part of the culture. He really carries that knowledge, that stylistic delivery, all of the above. So I see why he's here. Love for Sale. Tony Bennett is a legend. Lady Gaga, paying respect to legend, doing a collab project. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber, Planet Her.
I don't know how that joint is there,
Planet Her. Because it's Justin. Because it's Bieber. I mean, Bieber's future Hall of Famer. It's Bieber.
Yeah.
Planet Her, Doja. Doja's had the breakout year, 18 months, I would say.
What a time.
She's really did something, and I think she's established her. She keeps going up, and I'm just like, dang, y'all gonna have to see, like, Doja is becoming a standard for a lot of people. Like, I think kids in 2035 are gonna be talking about Doja. You know, like, so Happier Than Ever, Billie Eilish. Not my favorite of Billie. Solid tracks on there. It's Billie. She's, you know, Homegirl swept. I forget what that year that was. Was that 2020 or 2020? Yeah, she just swept. I mean, Billie do numbers every time. She's club billion streams too.
Yeah.
Back in my mind, her.
Montero
Lil Nas X. Why you?
It's funny every time.
You make it so dramatic. Montero, Lil Nas X. Lil Nas X obviously has really, I think he's shown people, I think he had a huge chip on his shoulder. Like, I'm more than Old Town Road. And y'all gonna see, and y'all don't even know what I've really got. And I think he is the example of, like, dude, y'all gotta push your projects. You gotta roll out your projects. You gotta give a story behind your project. You gotta, you know, do activations, do things, do different ways to get people, bring attention to your music. And it just shows that someone who's at the height still putting that care and attention to that part of the craft, because that is a part of the craft too. If you want to be an artist, that is a part of the craft too, learning how to put your stuff out there. And so I give him all respect for being here, and I know that project is, I think it deserves to be in this category. Sour, Olivia Rodrigo. No cap, I ran that joint today. For who it's for, and I don't go to that pocket, you know, obviously. Well, it's not obvious, I guess. I don't go to that pocket listening-wise, but I enjoyed it listening as an outsider. Like, it's if I were to, like, walk into the wrong room and, like, hear that stuff, I would stay and just say, oh, this is cool. I like what's going on over here. And I can respect it and dip. Club Billie streams. I think she's on Disney Channel. She was in the High School Musical reboot or something like that. I could be totally wrong, but whatever. So she's important to the TikTok generation. And Taylor, it's Taylor. Hello.
Yeah.
She's going to be here. Yeah. Kanye. I think you've said all that needs to be said about Kanye, of why he's kind of in these overall categories here. They're trying to, the narrative of trying to include him more, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is. And Kanye will always have fans.
Yeah.
Kanye will always have people who rock with him.
That's why people saying he's canceled is dumb. Kanye was never canceled. It's just some people just got off the train. They're like, no, this is enough, man. Like, you've pushed it too far. That's it. But he was never canceled.
Yeah. So who's your pick? Grammy pick and then personal.
Yeah.
Who's your Grammy pick?
Objectively, I think we got Olivia Rodrigo. I think
they're gonna give it to her too. Yeah. That's what I think.
I think it's her time. I think
that's her or Doja to me. No, I think also Nas. You can't put Lil Nas out yet.
Yeah, I think if I had to make a hierarchy of the objective ones, Olivia, Lil Nas X, and Doja. Like, don't sleep on Doja. Can't sleep on her, of course. Personally, who I would like to see it go to, I think Doja. Yeah, I think Doja. I think Planet Her has it's super impactful this year. Super impactful.
It's touched every corner.
Resonating. Get Into It, yeah, is in every commercial. Kiss Me More is running the world. Radio, You Right, is all over the radio. It's
touching. It's everywhere.
It's a nomination that you can't be mad at it. You really can't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I love that.
How about you? You said Olivia, right? You think?
I think Olivia, but just as like a sleeper, like the same way Billie was like, yo, everyone was like, wait, who won? that sort of thing. I think Olivia could win this. Like, and people will be like, "Yo!" After the win, go back and listen to the project and realize like what it is. But my personal pick would be Doja. I would want to see Doja get it, but I think it's between a Doja, Lil Nas X, and Olivia.
Yep. Song of the Year, Songwriters Award, Bad Habits by Ed Sheeran. Songwriters were Fred Gibson, Johnny McDade, and Ed Sheeran, of course. A Beautiful Noise by Alicia Keys and Brandy Carlisle, written by Ruby Amanfu, Brandy Carlisle, Brandy Clark, Alicia Keys, Hillary Lindsay, Lori McKenna, Linda Perry, and Haley Witters. Driver's License by Olivia Rodrigo. Songwriters were Daniel Negro and Olivia Rodrigo. Fight for You by Her, written by Dernst Demile, Her, and Tierra Thomas. Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish, written by Billie Eilish, O'Connell, and Phineas O'Connell, her brother. Kiss Me More, Doja Cat featuring SZA. Roge Shahayed, Amala Zandile, Diamini, Lucas Gottwald, Carter Lang, Gerard A. Powell, Solana Rowe, David Spresher. Leave the Door Open by Silk Sonic, written by Brandon Anderson, Christopher Brody Brown, Dernst Emile II, and Bruno Mars. Montero by Lil Nas X, written by Denzel Batiste, David Barral, Omar Fidi, Montero Hill, and Roy Lenzo. Peaches, Justin Bieber featuring Daniel Caesar and Giveon. So many names. Louis Bell, Justin Bieber, Giveon Desmond Evans, Bernard Harvey, Felicia Fury King, Matthew Sean Leon, Luis Manuel Martinez Jr., Aaron Simmons, Ashton Simmons, Andrew Watman, and Kayvon Yazdani. And Right on Time by Brandy Carlisle. Written by Brandy Carlisle, Dave Cobb, Phil Hanseroth, and Tim Hanseroth. Solid category.
This is song.
This is Song of the Year, yeah. So songwriting. Again, I think prepare for Olivia Rodrigo Driver's License.
It was. I like the song.
Yeah,
it's an interesting song.
Yeah,
it was cool. Like the way she wrote it. I think also you gotta look out for Lil Nas. I think in this case, I don't think Leave the Door Open to me is the obvious winner here at all. I think when you play into the bigger crowds, like just general categories, it's more than just what we listen to.
Yeah.
So definitely looking for Lil Nas X to be in the top, possibly Olivia again. They could give it to Billy. But yeah, this one is like, this is also like, because now they have 9 in these categories. It's like, I'm kind of like, dang, I don't know.
Yeah. I've accepted. Excuse me. That's some of our songs get in there just kind of for the look. Like, oh yeah, like inclusion, which is good. Inclusion is good. I support the inclusion, but I don't see Leave the Door Open taking this one. I don't see Peaches taking this one. I don't see, not the Peaches is ours. Giveon and Daniel, of course, but not Bieber. But yeah, I don't know. Olivia Rodrigo, prepare for her. Best New Artist. This category recognizes an artist whose eligibility year releases achieved a breakthrough into the public consciousness and notably impacted the musical landscape. Nominees are Arouge Aftab, Jimmy Allen, Baby Keem, Phineas, Glass Animals, Japanese Breakfast, The Kid Laroi, Arlo Parks, Olivia Rodrigo, and Saweetie.
Olivia.
Saweetie being here is interesting.
Olivia.
Yeah.
Shout out Arlo Parks.
Yeah, I'm not familiar, but dope.
There's a few names in here that you should dive into, but
shout out to the Kid Laroi too. Kid Laroi's dope. I like some of his stuff.
I've only heard the main joint from TikTok.
Without you. That one.
No, the stay joint. I'll be if you can be right there.
Don't you stay when you stay. Yeah, that's one. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, he's nice. I like Kid Laroi.
It's going to Olivia.
Yeah,
I put money on this category.
Yeah, more than likely. I'm so intrigued by the Saweetie inclusion.
Why is that? Why does that make you laugh?
Because it's kind of like Best Friend getting a nom. I mean, she got Doja on there too. It's like, all right, I guess, but hey, I'm not hating. Saweetie cool. So but that's the Grammys. So we would definitely love to hear you all's perspective. We would love to hear who y'all think the snubs are. We would love to hear your predictions. We would love to hear everything. And I've said this last year. I've stopped becoming emotionally invested in the Grammys, and I think that you should too. And Nick and I were having an interesting conversation about this, about certain artists. at different places in their careers, not prioritizing the Grammys anymore, like not submitting their stuff, like, oh, I don't care. And, you know, there are some younger artists who had projects that potentially could have been considered that may not have been submitted. And it's kind of like, you know, as an artist, I think while you recognize the Grammys may not be the best gauge of things, like it's great to have that trophy on your mantle. I was telling Nick, like, you know, if you're an artist and you have a parent who's like, yo, get a real job, don't do music, like there's no bigger flex than coming to your mom like, hey mom, like, you know, you thought I couldn't do it, but you supported me through it, and here's this Grammy, like I got that for you. And, you know, I think, you know, people at different levels just have different feelings about it. And you know, but I think, you know, for us fans, while you can be invested in your favorite artist's success, you should not let a Grammy snub get you, you know, up in arms, because at the end of the day, this committee is not necessarily representative of us. They don't fully understand the impact that your favorite album might have had. So, you know, this is why I think we need to continue to invest in our Black award shows. The BET Awards has improved a lot. You know, BET Awards got crap for a while, but they've improved a lot. Soul Train Awards have improved a lot. So, you know, just focus on the things that really care about what you care about, and don't let this stuff get you all riled up, because it's really not worth it. But that's our Grammy talk. For the boy Armand, for the guy Nick, make sure you follow us at Stay Busy Pod. Make sure you tap into all of our older episodes. Hit our YouTube channel. Hit us everywhere. Listen to the Stay Busy Slide Deck playlist. But beyond that, put them leftovers in the dumpster. Stay safe, stay humble, and stay busy.
Baby girl, how you feeling? I've been out in the world, staying busy, taking time, getting right if you miss me. I've been out in the world, staying busy.
Mondays 9 a.m. Party with the gang. Every week, tell a friend. Busy over everything. Busy boys, gotta call now. Ain't you heard? Got the vibes. They put you on. Got the slides. I'm the SARS.